Good morning students. Today we are going to start the class with another type of RNA. In the last class we have learned about tRNA. Today we are going to see about microRNA or miRNA. What is miRNA? miRNA are small single-stranded non-coding RNA molecule consists of 22 nucleotides. They are small, single-stranded, then non-coding and also having 22 nucleotides. They are miRNA. It is found in plants, it is present in animals and also in some viruses. What is its function? Its function mainly in RNA silencing. Silencing, that means it prevents the expression of some RNA, mainly mRNA. So, its main function is RNA silencing and also post-transcriptional regulation of gene expression. Post-transcriptional means we know that from a gene first, suppose this is a gene, from one gene first an RNA is transcribed. This RNA is called mRNA. It is then translated to form the protein, the corresponding protein of that gene. This is the process. So, what this miRNA is doing, this miRNA prevent the expression of that gene, mainly post-transcriptionally, that is mainly it is causing that suppression in this step, translation step. That's the function. That was the mode of action. miRNA function by causing base pairing with the complementary sequence within mRNA. How it function? miRNA functions by, I will show you. Let me take another color. miRNA, they come and form some base pairing with the mRNA. In that way, it restricts the translation of that mRNA. Understand? It causes base pairing with the complementary sequence present in mRNA, and as a result, that mRNA is silenced. It will not express. It will not it will not translate. And what happened to that mRNA? It may cleaved into pieces, or it is destabilized. Destabilized. How it is destabilized? By shortening its poly-A tail. We know that in the 5' end, 3' end, a cap is there, and in the 5' end, adenosine, polyadenosine tail is there. So by these two way, 3' end there is a cap, and by these two way an mRNA is protected. By removing, by shortening this tail, it destabilizes the mRNA. And also other method is that it upset the translation. It affect the translation of that mRNA, this step, and to form the corresponding protein by the ribosome. These three ways it regulate the expression of gene. It's the mode of action. And resemblance with the siRNA. And this miRNA is somewhat resemble with the siRNA. siRNA, how it resemble? It is similar to this siRNA. siRNA means small interfering RNA, and it is involved in RNA interference pathway. RNA interference pathway. I will show you what is that. Before that, I need to remove all ink marks. RNA interference means is simply it's a double strand RNAs are there. Stranded RNA. It is suppressing the expression of certain gene. It suppresses its expression. Expression means through transcription and translation. How it suppressing this gene? By interacting with the specific sequence. Specific sequence in this gene. We know that a gene is composed of nucleotides and each have bases. So depending upon specific bases, this double-stranded RNA suppress the expression of this gene. That pathway is called RNA interference. Okay, so siRNA is usually involved in this RNA interference. Okay. Then what's the difference of this siRNA from this miRNA? Difference is that miRNA is derived from regions of RNA transcript. It is derived from regions, certain regions of RNA transcripts. That region may undergo, suppose this is a RNA region and it loop back, a loop is forming here, and in the remaining portion hydrogen bonding are forming. Whenever such loops in those region become an miRNA. Okay, that's the difference. That's about the formation of miRNA from a normal RNA transcript. At the same time, for siRNA, it formed directly from the longer region of double-stranded RNA itself. In the case of miRNA, is formed from a single-stranded RNA. When it become loop back, form a loop, a hairpin loop. At that time, it become a miRNA. But for siRNA, double-stranded RNA is one longer region is becoming siRNA. That is the difference when coming to the formation. That is the main difference between siRNA and miRNA. Difference when happens only with regard to its formation. Okay. Then coming to significance. This miRNA play an important role in controlling the expression of many genes. That controlled expression is very important to maintain the normal state of our body function. If that regulation doesn't happen, then that time it results in some serious diseases. For example, cancer. So we just think that because all human cell is composed of same set of genes that are arranged in 23 pairs of chromosomes. So all cells that our body have contain the same set of genes that are arranged in 23 pairs of chromosomes. Then how this different form and different function showing cells is developing in our body? As all the cells having the same type of genes, how this difference is possible? There comes the importance of this miRNA. RNA. So, as we take the case of different cells, sometimes a muscle cell or sometimes a nerve cell, for differentiating to such different types, it is very necessary to keep some genes to be suppressed. That suppression are to certain extent is done by miRNAs. Then you understand. I think you understand what is the significance. If and also we know that cancer causing gene uh, that is usually kept silent in our body with the help of some other factors, and in that state also miRNA have some role, we think so, and it plays some role in keeping that gene silent. If that particular miRNA is not synthesizing, then that gene become expressed and result in cancer. So that much important is miRNA. Clear? Okay. Then we are going to next slide. Before that, I am removing all the ink marks. Next, the first microRNA discovered is Lin4. It is discovered by a group led by Ambrose and including Lee and Feinbaum. And what is this Lin4 gene? What is its role? That all things we are going to see now. This is Lin4. 4 is missed here. I am just writing that 4 here. Actually, it is Lin4 gene. Lin4 gene, and this is another gene, Lin14 gene. This Lin4 gene is important in controlling the timing of larval development of C. elegans. It's a role. This Lin4 is an important gene that control the timing of larval development. At what stage it need to proceed to next stage, that is determining by this Lin4 gene. If that gene doesn't work properly, without proper development, its progression of growth proceed. Clear? So that much important is Lin4 gene. Then coming to the point, we need to consider the case of this Lin14 gene. Lin14 gene, upon its transcription, what will form? An mRNA. mRNA will form this one. It is called a Lin14 mRNA. And this Lin14 mRNA then translated to give a Lin14 protein. It is causing the further development. Okay. Then what is the significance of this Lin4 gene? This Lin4 gene, its transcription generate another mRNA. This mRNA is a non-coding RNA. It's not coding any protein. So it become an miRNA by forming a hair loop. That loop I didn't show here. Anyway, you just understand that it is a looped RNA, it's a miRNA, and also it's not coding. And what is its significance? Some of its sequences is complementary. It is complementary to those sequence in the 3' UTR cap of this mRNA. In the 3' region, base sequence are there. To that base sequence, the base sequence in this miRNA is complementary. So, what will be the result? This miRNA can go and bind with this mRNA and can prevent its further translation and can block the formation of this protein. And in that way, it can control the larval development timing. In that way, first time scientists understand a miRNA. So, the first miRNA that the scientists discovered is LIN4. And what is its role also I have explained to you. Okay. Next, moving to at the next slide regarding the nomenclature. How we are naming this microRNA. Naming actually with 3 letters prefix. Prefix means these 3 letters come in front and followed by this come some number, and this number denotes which miRNA is identified or discovered first. So you look these two miRNA 124 and MIR 456. From this number, we can understand that this is the early recognized miRNA and this is the later one. And also, then that capital R denotes that it is a mature miRNA. It's a mature miRNA. Then small letter MIR refers to it is a it is a maturing, it is in the process of maturing. It means precursor miRNA or primary miRNA if it is small letter. Then that encoding genes, how we are naming. Those genes are also we are naming using the same 3-letter prefix. Clear? Then if we want to mention the name of the organism in which that miRNA is identified, then what way we express that? That is MIR1 in C. elegans. 1 means is the first one discovered, where C. elegans. Similar to the other one is MIR1 is in Rattus norvegicus is another miRNA. So the species of origin, in which species it is originated, that also we express with the help of 3-letter prefix. That is HSA, this is the 3-letter prefix. This is MIR, this is mature MIR, this is the number, what is this chronological order. HSA means human, means Homo sapiens. That means this miRNA 124 is first discovered in Homo sapien. That is regarding the nomenclature. Then coming to targets. On which mRNA in what's the way it interact with the mRNA, that I am going to tell you. When coming to plant miRNA, and it can form a perfect pairing with the mRNA, that having complementary sequence with this miRNA. So in plants, that that cleavage of the mRNA happens mainly by perfect pairing. That means that miRNA is there, miRNA with loop, and it goes and pair with the mRNA, best pairing, and then degenerate or damage that mRNA. In that way, it can block the expression of that gene in the case of plant. But in the case of animal miRNA, that much the complementary sequence is not seen in miRNA with regard to the mRNA. So what will be, what is the methods to prevent the expression of a particular gene? In the case of animal miRNA, usually 6 to 8 nucleotides at the 5' end of the miRNA. It is complementary with the mRNA, and that complementarity is not enough for pairing to induce cleavage, means breakage of the target mRNA. So that's the condition in the case of animal. That pairing, that length of that pairing is not enough. So it develop in animals miRNA show a combinatorial regulation, means a combined pattern. Look here in this picture. This is one miRNA, and the same miRNA can act on 3 different mRNA. Okay, the same one can involve in the suppression or damage or disintegration of different mRNA. Similarly, different miRNA are involved in the disintegration of single mRNA. That means, for disintegrating a single mRNA, a single miRNA is not enough because it doesn't have enough complementarity sequence with this mRNA. So for that, for damaging the entire length of mRNA, it needs the combinatorial regulation from other miRNA, from different miRNA. Simply it is only the main thing is the main thing is only this one. Plants, perfect pairing is there. In the case of animals, that perfect pairing is not present. So combined effort is necessary to damage or to unstabilize a single mRNA. Clear? Okay. Next, then we are going to see the transcription, how this miRNA is forming and what way it acts. It's very important. We can go and see. Consider this is nucleus. This is the nucleus. Inside this is the DNA. In this DNA, genes are arranged, and from the genes upon its transcription with the help of RNA polymerase II, an mRNA will form. It loop here and form a primary miRNA. And to this primary miRNA, two proteins are acting, DROSHA and PASHA. PASHA have another name that I will tell you later. And because of its action, its length become shortened. It is cleaved and it become a precursor miRNA. In this condition, this miRNA is transported from nucleus to the cytoplasm with the help of another protein called exportin 5, and it is exported to the cytoplasm. And coming to the cytoplasm, it is acted upon by another protein called dicer protein. And dicer protein, what it did, it cut and remove this loop portion, and what result? A double stranded miRNA duplex. Then this miRNA duplex is acted by another enzyme. Its name also I will tell you later. I will show you in a video. This time you just understand that another protein came and it act on this duplex miRNA and break this hydrogen bond, unwind these two strands and release one strand and free a single stranded miRNA. And this miRNA in combination with some other protein, it become another molecule called RISC. This huge protein complex is a protein complex. RISC, it is called RISC because miRNA also is a part of this complex. Then this complex, if it has perfect complementarity with the mRNA, it can directly go and bind with the mRNA. Suppose this red is a mRNA. Sorry, this red is an mRNA. Bind with the mRNA and then cleave. It cleave this mRNA and in that way suppress the expression of that gene. And if it have only a partial complementarity, then what will do? If partial complementarity only there, then it repress the translation. Instead of cleaving that mRNA, it prevents its translation. This is the mode of action. I think it's very clear to you. Again, I will explain the whole thing with the help of a video. Okay, then we can go and see that video next. It's a video. The inside region of a cell. This is the DNA, and these genes are arranged, and to these genes what need to come? RNA polymerase 2. RNA polymerase 2 approaches this DNA and carried out the transcription of a certain portion of gene, specific gene. RNA polymerase 2 is approaching, binds some specific sequence, and that transcription happen and RNA is forming. That RNA undergoing looping and forming a primary miRNA. And to this primary miRNA, some other proteins is going to bind here, that we can see that protein is coming, and this protein is called DGCR8, and along with the DROSHA protein coming and by cleave and convert into a precursor microRNA. And in that form, it is transported out of the nucleus with the help of another protein called the exportin protein. This is the exportin protein. It is transported outside the nucleus. It releases cytoplasm. It is bind by another protein called the dicer protein. It cleaves that loop region of this miRNA. Loop portion is cleaved and they say duplex miRNA. And then came another protein to release that double strand and to make a single strand RNA that we are going to see here. Its name is AGO2. That then cleave all the bonds and relieve that single strand and make it a single stranded miRNA. Then what it associates with some other protein form, RISC, RNA induced silencing complex. It is called RISC. Then we are going to see the action of this RISC. This is the ribosome, the messenger RNA is here, messenger RNA, and that RISC is going to come and bind to this mRNA. Messenger RNA, this one, this RISC come and bind in specific location, and it has a perfect complementarity with the mRNA, so it can cleave this mRNA and damage this mRNA. This is the one method. If that miRNA or that risk has exact complementary sequence with the mRNA, then it can claim. That we can see here. Cleaving. Okay. Then the other condition, that pairing is not that much perfect. Then what will happen? It will repress the translation of that mRNA. Translation is repressed, is prevented. Two-way. This is all about mRNA, how it act, everything. I think everything is clear to you. Okay. Okay, with this we finish miRNA. This miRNA is very important in determining different function that are happening in different cells, and all these regulations are mainly happening through silencing certain genes. Okay. Today we can wind up our class. Thank you.